What's up, y'all? This is Henny, and man, WWDC 2019 just wrapped up. I'm thoroughly excited for what's to come with everything iPadOS. As y'all know, I've been on this journey for some time now, and the different things that they've brought to this OS for 2019, it's incredible. I gotta break it down. I gotta go into it. For those who don't know, man, listen, I've been waiting for something like this to happen so that we could get even more professional, even more creative ideas back and forth, in and out of this iPad since day one. It looks like they just dropped the ability to make these things happen today. Let's do this right now. Let's go.
The business.
So yes, WWDC just wrapped up. I was watching it the entire time, hoping that I could catch all my crazy, exciting moments. What? Game changer on this camera, and for some reason, I took the SD card out before I started recording. Oh, of course. Such a fail. For those, somebody feels me. It's all good. I have some moments, but let's get into this. So after announcing a multitude of things for tvOS, watchOS, and iOS, that came with the exciting, for me personally, iPadOS. And I'm telling you, it's always funny. The simplest things always get you the most excited. I'm telling you, we've been waiting for a file managing app type situation that could happen with the iPad for some time now. Ever since, people have been trying to use these devices, this iPad Pro here, this iPad Mini here, for some time. We've been trying to use it professionally. And I'm telling you, I think we have gotten to the point where it's going to be very easy for somebody who is used to using a laptop to be able to try out a device like this and really see just how amazing this type of workflow can be. So one of the first things that they did was talked about the redesigned, the reformatted version, the Files app. And if you know anything about the Files app as it is right now, you can't import things using SD cards and hard drives. It's hard for you to get files from one place of the Files app to the other. It's just a very frustrating app when you know it could do so much more. All around, iOS has been frustrating from time to time, knowing that you'll have certain apps like something like LumaFusion, where if you can get the files into it, you'll be able to edit files that are huge, 10-bit 4K files without too much hassle at all. But the bottleneck was always iOS and being able to get the files into those apps and out of those apps. And to see the refined, the redeveloped iPadOS and the Files app inside of it, being able to use SD card input, being able to do hard drive input, to be able to actually see those devices on the app itself and be able to drag files off and on it. It was simple, right? It's all we needed, but that's what they came with, and that's why I'm excited, because finally we are getting the things that we need. For me, being a music producer and a video content creator, being able to get my files off and on, whether it's a drive like this, like a T5 drive where I can just put my files on, or it's just my files from my XT3 that I'm recording right now, being able to get those off and on directly to the apps that I need is going to change my workflow tremendously. So the Files app is getting that. You're being able to do that. Also being able to have access to SMB servers and things of that. So if you are, working with a company that, has its own server and you need to be able to access those files, you'll be able to do that directly from the Files app. And it's looking very similar to the Documents app that I've used for years now, because with the Documents app, not only can you download files directly to that app, you can get the files from any storage, cloud-based, Google Drive, Dropbox, whatever. But it has great functionality with folder structure, copying files here left and right. It just didn't have that availability to really import the files like you needed to from hard drives and flash drives and things of that sort. But now, if you take the Files app and you combine that with what they're doing on iPadOS with the Safari app, and now having desktop class Safari on the iPad itself, man, boy, with the dedicated download manager, now you're able to get all the files that you need offline, as well as the files that you have on your hard drives. What else are you going to need when you're doing this content creation? I'm telling you, I'm still pumped up. So I'm going to be pumped up for a second, and I'm going to try to get my hands on that beta so I can try it on this iPad mini, because Lord knows I'm not going to put it on this iPad Pro until it's real, because I use this every day. So now we have a desktop class Safari with its own download manager. So now I'll be able to get the files downloaded directly from Safari, and hopefully that'll go into a download manager folder in the Files app, I'm hoping. And I pray that all of that works seamlessly, and I'll be able to copy those files to, maybe something like Audio Share, where I put all my music files, or maybe even copy it to LumaTouch, where I do my video files and edit it, or wherever it needs to go. Those two things, Safari, the downloading, and being able to, have the Files app that actually has real functionality. That's the two simple things that's really going to change the workflows for so many people like myself doing professional work on these devices. And there's so much more, the ability to do like multiple implementations of specific apps. So like your Notes app, being able to side by side do two instances of maybe Safari or your Notes, or Safari and Notes, and whatever you're trying to do. I think just making the convenience of getting files and getting words and getting clip arts and all the things that you need to do to be able to have a convenient workflow on the iPadOS, it seems like it's going to be a great experience. I'm just praying that everything works like they talked like it was, and there's no really big hiccups that's going to give us even more of a bottleneck that we've seen before. Being able to have your notification window right there on your front screen and move all the rest of your apps over to the right a little bit, to be able to have so much more information on your very front screen and all of that. It just makes things simple for you to use this as a device that you can do everything with, whether you're entertaining yourself with movies and music and those types of apps, or you're doing professional editing and creations. This thing is going to be able to do so much more with these few updated features added to iPadOS. Even the ability to take the pencil and to be able to really give developers the ability to do whatever they need to do, so that you can use this not only as a writing tool, but almost like a mouse for certain apps. And it's been like that for some time, but it's getting even better with iPadOS. So, I want to, just be honest with you and let you know that if you have not tried to do anything professionally on these devices, now is probably going to be the time, or at least the fall, when this becomes, the true iOS of the year, and the true OS, of the year. It's really going to change your mindset if you haven't dived into what this thing can do and what these devices are capable of. And you'll just see how powerful they are, how well they perform, and how easy they are to take with you. And so that's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm excited about. And I know that there's so many more features that I know that they've put into iPadOS, and we're only scratching the surface now. But to finally just finish watching WWDC 2019 and to see these little moments, I'm super excited, And even if you're still, maybe a hybrid user, and you're still doing a lot of your stuff on the Mac, and you're still trying to do some things mobilely on your iPads, even the ability to use your iPad as a second screen for the Mac, coming with the new Mac OS, Catalina and all of that. They just dropped a mother load of just updates today. Boy, check the recap of the video. Let's have a discussion on what you're excited about iPadOS, about iOS 13, and all things WWDC 2019 in the comments below, man. That was just my recap real quick on what I was excited about, because, man, mind blown with so much simplicity. If that means anything to you. Catch y'all next time, man. Hit 'em out!